Hi there. So welcome to Something Saturday. I thought today I would show you how to create, I'm hoping you can see this. Do you see how it's lighter in some of these spots? So how to create that in your card. And because I'm a bit, I don't really like to do the same card more than once if I can avoid it, but sometimes it's unavoidable. However, so today I thought I wouldn't do the same card, but I would show you the same technique with a different stamp set, basically. So the one that I've used here, I've used hand-drawn blooms, which is this beautiful, delicate, posy. I just think it's beautiful that it's so, it just reminds me of like meadow flowers. And I've also used the dies that match it to get my congratulations on your special day, because that's the idea, is that these will actually stamp inside there. Because it's a big die like that, I actually then go through and I cut it out, but it gives me the framework to cut it out with it. So not using those, just to completely throw a spanner in the works. Instead, I'm going to use Celebrate Sunflowers, and I'm really hoping that it works, because I haven't tried it out. So so you guys are going to be my guinea pigs, because we all like to be guinea pigs, don't we? All right, so to do this you will need some black StazOn ink to create your outline. You will also need, where's it gone to? Excuse the dustiness of it, but bleach. So I've got thick domestos bleach, and you'll need something to apply the bleach. So I've got one of my old aqua painters, but potentially it actually doesn't ruin the brush at all, and you just wash the brush out afterwards. These are the new water painters, and there is a really nice thin one here, but mine's full of water and I didn't want to go and empty it, so I just got one of my old ones, but they're really cool. So like the new ones have got a really nice tip like that in one of them, and then so it comes as a pack of 3, the new ones, whereas the old ones used to come as a pack of 2. So that is a thicker one, and ooh, yikes, that is the thinner one. So now that I've taken those apart, I can pop them all back together again. You just have to be a little bit careful as you put the lid on, so that you don't end up getting any of the brushy bits going in the wrong direction. Was that not a good idea? So as I say, I've just got an old one. It is empty. I haven't bothered to put water into it at all, because I don't want to water down the bleach when I use it, and I'm just using it as a paintbrush. Alrighty. So I was thinking that I might be able to go with sort of one of those and one of those, with maybe that over here as well. So to do that, I'm going to need to stamp this one first. So let's just pop that down in the corner there. When you're stamping, hold it down for the count of around about 5, and you should get a good image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this one over. So you'll notice that I'm aiming to just leave a fraction showing, because what this will do is it's got like a little ridge to it. Even though it's quite thin paper, that little ridge just will produce a little bit of a gap if you're not careful. So let's get that all nicely inked and pop that one down. Hold it down nice and firm for the count of 5. That's probably about 5. And in theory, there you go. So now that just almost comes up to where I want it to come up to, which is perfect. And then I just want to add one of those guys into there. Probably should have masked this one and added it, but I didn't. As you can tell. All right. So in my little pot, I have bleach. And you are so lucky that you can't smell it. It's actually not that bad. It's just, I'm going to put my glasses on because I actually can't see properly. Yeah, it just smells bad if you get too close to it. So just dip the end of this in, and I'm just going to start painting it on. So you do want to be quite careful with where you're painting it, because otherwise it'll go and you'll end up with your cardstock all coloured. Thing that you will find is, to begin with, it's not going to do anything. So it just sort of looks damp to begin with, as you can see. So I've probably got both of the kits in here, and I have to admit probably a few more as well. But what we're going to do is we're just going to start adding some colour over the top of this. I think it's kind of cool. So this is what the colour would look like if it wasn't over top of that. And it just, I think it brightens it up. Let's see, what colours are we going to use in these? So I've got a bit of Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight here, and I think I'll go with those. So I'm going to go with a bit of the Pumpkin Pie just in there to begin with. And maybe just at the base of each of these leaves, petals. Probably should give them the right name. And such a cool effect, isn't it? The bleaching. I just I think it's, yeah, really cool. And then I'm just going to add just a touch of yellow onto it as well. So I'm not completely covering the bleached areas because I do want those to actually show up. And as you can tell, that I'm not really that dedicated as far as colouring in goes. Yeah, I kind of like to do things so that they're kind of just done rather than hanging around. And just over this. So potentially you could actually leave it to dry a lot more than I have done, because I can feel that the paper is still a little bit soggy in there. Now the other colour I might add into this is a little bit of red. What have I got here? Real red. I think it could give a bit of a interest to it. Maybe. And I want a bit more of a darker green. No idea what colour that is. Let's go with a bit of garden green into the leaves here, just to give it a bit more depth in there. There we go. So I just thought I'd go with the saying, know that you are loved. So let's just grab that out. I probably should check and see whether it's going to, excuse the fact that this is just a random bit of paper here. I want to know whether that's going to be level. It's probably not going to be level, so therefore what I'm going to do is just put it on an angle. Otherwise I'll stamp it and then go, oh, that was a silly thing to do. So then I've got just that, and I'm going to pop it onto there. So let's grab, oh, there it is, stamping seal. Pop that onto that one. So you will find, I don't know if you can see this, but you will find that it's, because it's still a little bit damp, it's the cardstock is still curved, but as it dries off, it won't be. So as it dries off, it'll just revert back to its flat self, as it were. And giving myself about a 2.5mm gap on each side, and there we go. So that is how you can create a really cool effect with bleach stamping. Now there was just something else I was just going to quickly show you with it. So just grabbing a couple of other colours just so that you can see what it's going to be like if you were to add bleach to different colours. So let me grab out maybe that. Let's find a blue. Oh, that's not my blues. There's my blues. Oh, it's a bit randomly small. But if I just close, whoops, that up and grab my bleach again, and I'll just quickly show you what it looks like if you were to do this. So as you can see, to begin with, all it looks like is it's just dark. And you can just get rid of the excess on that. What I'll do afterwards is I'll just fill it up with some water and I'll squeeze it through and get rid of any excess bleach that's still on my on there. So this might be another one of those, I'll fast forward the video slightly. Oh no, you can see it starting to happen here, and you can see it starting to happen. Yeah, it is. So I actually accelerated the drying process slightly by using my heat gun on these, and you can see that one is very obvious, as is that one's really obvious. This one's not quite so obvious, but I reckon if it wasn't such a teeny tiny bit of paper, then maybe it might be, and so on. So you can actually get some really interesting colours by using this technique, where you just paint a bit of bleach onto your cardstock. So have a go at it, and share the video. Don't forget to share the love. Don't forget to say hi in the notes below, in the video bits below. What I'll do is I'll put a link up to show you what I've used in both of these cards. So you can click on the link and it'll show you if you wanted to make one of these cards, what you would need to do so. It won't list bleach because that's not a Stampin' Up product. But if you're in Australia, you can buy any of this through me. So I'd love you to do that. However, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. And, oh, look at that. It's out of the frame. I'm so sorry about that. And, yeah, come back again next Saturday and I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me. Bye.